Live. All right. And welcome. Back again, once again, time and time again, my friends. And we're just going to have our little market breakdown, a little quick live stream coming right at you real quick. Once again, I do like to do these Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays in between 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But today was a little hiccup, but we still here now. So make sure you are subscribed so you get notified whenever I do go live, just in case, whatever time that may be. You can go ahead and tune in, tap in, and get some valuable education or ask some questions and get those answered. So we're going to get right into it. Let's start off with XAUUSD gold, making moves to the downside on the monthly. I don't know if it's necessary to speak about it, but we'll do it anyways. Previous structure resistance, turn support, broken close below, came back to retest the area, is now continuing to the downside. We could see further continuations. Now, if we look at the weekly time frame, just as we identified, we had a level in the market here that was holding, but we did have a very aggressive move to the downside, come back for a retracement, and then we are starting the continuation to the downside from here. If we look at the daily time frame, you can see that we did identify this area right in here, which we got the tap. Kind of lines up with this left shoulder, head, right shoulder area, which we could see continuations to the downside from here. We last spoke about it. It was sitting right on this level. It has started to break and close below now, so the continuation to the downside could be possible to go ahead and complete just the overall move that the market is making of creating lower lows and lower highs. If we jump to XAGUSD monthly time frame, spoke about it several times. We found this level in the market that we were above, but as it is today, like I said, these are monthly candles, so at the close of today, this is probably how the candle is going to close. We could possibly see a continuation to the upside to go ahead and retest the wick, but if we look at the weekly time frame, you can see that we identified that there was this level in the market right all through in here, kind of set us up for a left shoulder here, head with a false breakout, an extremely aggressive bearish sell-off, then another right shoulder retest right in this area where the continuation to the downside could be possible. So we have a little bit of conflicting signals on the monthly and the weekly, but we are below still this monthly structure on the monthly. You would like to see this candle filling, the next candle filling this wick, but as it is right now, we would still need to see a break and close above this level of structure before we start to look for possible buy opportunities, and that's just from a weekly perspective. If we look at the daily time frame, you can see it's kind of setting up quite nicely. As in the previous live streams pointed it out, we have a level in the market all in here. Could be a possible left shoulder, head, a right shoulder right in this area. Didn't get the full tap, but we are starting to sell off to the downside, so further continuations to the downside could be possible. XBTUSD on the monthly time frame, on the monthly, now this is starting to break and close above some of this monthly structure, so we could see further continuation to the upside on XBTUSD. Just from a monthly perspective, if we look at the weekly, we are above some weekly structure. We had a level in the market, we failed to break above here, used it as resistance, finally broke above it, now coming back to retest it as support. Just simple market structure. You would like to see that area be used as previous structure resistance, now turn support in order to see a continuation to the upside out of this market. Now if we drop down on the daily time frame, from the daily, you can see that we are setting up kind of nicely for a continuation to the upside if the retracement ends right around this area. But if not, you can see that we've had this pattern that we often see that I love, one of my favorites, move to the upside, and if we continue to break down, we could then have a possible head and shoulders pattern where we have this level in the market here, the left shoulder, the breakout, the immediate close back into the range, come back, retest the left shoulder without breaking above that area, and see a continuation to the downside. If we drop down to USOIL on the monthly time frame, monthly, we spoke about it, previous structure resistance, you want to see it act as support here. This monthly candle is starting to set us up quite nicely for where you want to see the next candle fill in the wick. You see it has a long wick, a close, a green close, a bullish close in most situations. You just want to see the next one fill in the wick. If we drop down to the weekly time frame, a little more in depth to why we want to see that is because we have a nice and easy break above structure, come back for a retest, retesting previous structure, which was resistance, now as support. You want to see the continuation to the upside, just the most common pattern in the market. If we look at the daily time frame, you can see that we are starting to make some moves to the upside. We had a level in the market that was struggling to break below, used it as support, then finally closed below, retested it multiple times as resistance, and now that we're breaking above it, coming back to retest it from above, it should be acting as support, and from there we could see the continuation to the upside just to go ahead and complete the overall most common pattern in the market. Dropping down to the Forex market, if we look at EURUSD from the monthly time frame, on the monthly you can see that we did have a monthly bullish close, but it is nowhere near in terms of shifting the market structure. So we're still creating lower lows and lower highs. It looks like now we're starting the exhaustion phase where we just need to have some corrections in order to continue to the downside. But if we look at the weekly time frame here, you can see we've had previous structure support right in here, broken to the downside, came back, retested as resistance, failed to break lower, but we did start to move to the downside, and from there we're starting to make moves to the upside, which sets us up nicely for this W formation that is currently completing. We could possibly see a sell-off from here, but as it is right now, it would just be nice to see if the market wants to go ahead and retest some of these levels versus breaking down below some of these levels in order to see the continuation to the downside versus the continuation to the upside. If we look at it on the daily time frame, excuse me, wait, get off the screen. If we look at EURUSD from the daily time frame perspective, you can see that we are kind of still above some previous structure resistance, came to the level in the market here, found resistance, broke above it, coming back to retest that level now. But as well, we also have a candle of a different color, which is a structure candle. So we would still need to see the market break back above this level, as it is daily structure, and since we are below it, it's not conducive to what we're looking for if we're trying to take longs out of this market. So either way, the market continues to break down, we'd have a nice and easy head and shoulders right around this area. But if it does want to go ahead and continue the exhaustion for the monthly retracement, we would still need to see the market break above this level before we start to look for possible buys. GBPUSD monthly time frame, same thing. A lot of these pairs are going to be correlated once again, so we're going to go really fast through them. The monthly selling off, starting the monthly retracement. On the weekly, starting to make moves to the upside, currently retracing after the impulse. We have a possible area right in here that the market could come into, which would be ideal to see a continuation to the upside just for the monthly retracement. And if we look at the daily time frame, you can see that we are starting to break below some daily structure as well, where we could possibly come create this daily M pattern, and that could provide the momentum that we need to see in order for the market to not only come retest the neckline, but continue to the upside, just to go ahead and give us some more monthly exhaustion. So this could be possible up to this level or right in here, depending on how the market plays out. But since we are currently below some of this daily structure, this was previous daily support, broken to the downside. It needs to come back and break back above this level in order to see the market switch to a bullish market sentiment in order to take buys. So if we look at AUDUSD from the monthly time frame, selling off very aggressively, even though we were starting the retracement this month, starting to sell off and will most likely close bearish like this. So we could possibly see further continuations to the downside. And if we look at the weekly time frame, you can see that on the weekly, we did start the retracement, came back into these levels right in here, previous structure support, now turned resistance, and once again it's not exact, so it is just an area. We had it right in here, and now the market is starting to sell off, where it could be a possible area where we see the retracement end and the next impulse start. But as it's looking right now, we do have this area right in here spoken about in previous live streams that is going to be a magnet to the price, where it would likely want to go retest this area before actually starting a full-on reversal. So we could possibly see that, but as it is right now, we are still set up kind of perfectly for a nice TMCP, the most common pattern in the market, to the upside. So I'll keep my eye on that. USD CAD monthly time frame, from the monthly, extremely bullish, breaking above all this structure, but we are now starting the retracement. On the weekly, we do have some structure right in here that the market is failing to break above or below, so we're just ranging, consolidating sideways. And if we look at the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, we do have what would look like to be the next impulse starting to the downside. So we have a nice and easy break below structure, coming back for a retest, retesting previous structure support, now turned resistance, and from there we just want to see a continuation to the downside. NZDUSD from the monthly time frame, on the monthly, came into this level in the market here, once was support, came into it again, and now acting as support with this monthly close. We could possibly see further retracements on the monthly. So that means on the weekly we could possibly see a move to the upside. We are starting to impulse and break above some levels, and if we do drop down to the daily time frame, you can see exactly how we drew it out last time. You want to see the break of structure, come back, retest previous structure resistance, now turn support, same thing for the continuation to the upside, which could be highly possible on this market. We're starting to get a slow retracement. The momentum is starting to turn over, so from here it could be a good opportunity to see the market make a move to the upside. Now if we drop down to USDCHF from the monthly time frame, monthly extremely bullish, breaking above all this structure, starting the retracement as it looks like for this beginning of the month. But if we start the weekly time frame, you can see that we're setting up nicely for a nice and easy, most common pattern in the market, which is just a break above structure, come back, retest the previous structure as the opposite to continue the trend of the market. So from here we could possibly see moves to the upside. And if we look at the daily time frame, we kind of have this pattern where we have a level in the market found here, broke below. If the market comes back to retest this level but does not break below the left shoulder, it would be highly likely that the market's going to continue to the upside for a higher high. So that would be what I'm waiting for, just some sort of retracement back down into this level, and then the market explode to the upside to go ahead and give me the move that I'm looking for. Could be something like this. And then we can go over USDJPY monthly time frame. On the monthly, we are making moves to the upside very aggressively on the monthly, or we could see further continuation. On the weekly, we did have a level in the market that we wanted to see break above, but if we just simply look at it, we've had previous structure resistance right in this area that once tapped into acted as support, and we could possibly see the continuation to the upside on this market. If we look at the daily time frame, you can see that we identified this level in the market as previous structure support. Once broken to the downside, you would like to see the retrace and then the continuation to the downside, but the market has came back, found this level in the market, broke down, immediately broke back into the area, and from there we should use this area and not break below the left shoulder and see the continuation to the upside if the market wants to go ahead and complete the most common pattern in the market, which more times than not, it more than likely does. Clean some of this up. So that would be what I'm looking for on this market. And then last but not least, we'll run through Bitcoin real quick. Once again, we've had on the monthly time frame spoken about it, keeping it simple and concise. We've had previous structure resistance right in here. Now the market is coming back to it. It is retesting it and is acting as previous or current structure support. So you just want to see the market bounce out of that area. Nothing crazy, just simple market structure. If we look at the weekly time frame, you can see the weekly is starting to climb. We had a level of resistance right in here. We're starting to break above it, come back for a retest. Could possibly see continuations to the upside on this market. Nothing crazy to go ahead and retest all-time highs, but it is a possibility. If we look at the daily time frame, even though we did find some sort of level of resistance right in this area, this could possibly set up for a daily M pattern where you want to see the market come retest the neckline, and that could provide the momentum needed to go ahead and make a higher high. Just simple market structure. So I would wait for the retracement on this market to end, possibly somewhere right around in here, and then from there see the continuation to the upside for the trend to continue. So that is pretty much it. Not until 2024, the next halving event. I need to say that every single time. So 2024, and then we'll have the next halving event, and that is when Bitcoin is expected to make the explosion to the upside. So just normal market conditions until then, but that's pretty much it. No chats, no questions. I'm gonna keep it short, sweet. Be back on Wednesday in between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for viewing. Go ahead and drop me a thumbs up. If you do want to learn the strategies that I use to go ahead and navigate the market profitably, go ahead and check the link in the description. It will take you straight to the program where you can get access to all the strategies and information, and as well to have access to me whenever you need it. Very valuable. So check that out. But I'm gonna holla at y'all. I hope you're having a profitable day on and off the charts. And until next time.
It's 18 hours.
Perfect.